Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather. And of course, we're going to start up in the Northeast where we have the nor'easter, the wind, the snow, and the cold up here at Kellington. And see it's coming down. They are running the lift up there. I mean, what an extraordinary day to be there, to be able to go up and ski and all that new powder. And it's going to continue most of the day. So today's a powder day, storm skiing, and then tomorrow should be a great day, although it's going to be very cold with that north wind and those wind chills. And this is not the only storm in the forecast. There's at least one Alberta clipper and maybe one other large storm in the extended forecast. So in truth, the Northeast is where the primary storm track is going to favor with the lowest pressures over the next probably 5 to 10 days. That's where the action is going to be. Up in Okemo, I've been watching this camera up in Vermont. They're not running the lift there, as you can see. In fact, I was looking at it earlier this morning. It was just really blowing the lifts all around. Doesn't seem like there's as much wind now, but that's Okemo. All the while, back here across the west, it's severe clear. In Colorado, this is up at Loveland Ski Area, as you can see on the Continental Divide. I mean, it's just blue skies. There's a big wave cloud over the Front Range, but it's just blue skies up on the Continental Divide. Now, overall for the west, there are a few different cold fronts that will sneak through this high-pressure ridge, but all the low-pressure activity is going to be out along the west of the East Coast, and out west, it's largely this high pressure. And that's kind of what I talked about. I wrote a pretty long blog this morning, a lot of graphics and analysis about what the pattern's going to be like through the end of the month into February 1st, and went through some of my analysis, the storm track. I looked at the Northeast. I actually put video on there of that swinging chairlift at Okemo if you want to see that. Talk about the fronts that are going to sneak through. I talked about how this is very typical of La Nina. Showed you the forecast. I looked at the PNA. It's flipping by the end of the month. I looked at my snow forecast, which I'll actually go through here as well. And just a note on the storm track. This is basically what we're seeing. So it's kind of running down like this, and then a big trough over the east, which is what's supporting this giant low that's moving up into the northeast. So a lot of action will come up over the top and kind of slide down. That's why from time to time we'll have these cold fronts that sort of nick or brush Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, and at times Utah as well. But that's all on the eastern periphery of what is essentially a high pressure ridge sitting across the west. So that's kind of the pattern through the end of the month as I see it for a lot of the west. Let's take a look at the GFS here and see what it's got, what it's showing. One interpretation, there's your big storm over the northeast. By tomorrow morning, it's largely gone. This is Tuesday morning. What you have on the back side in the northeast is just a really hard north wind, low wind chills, and some lake effect as well. So that'll continue. Here comes a little cold front diving down through Montana on that eastern periphery, that high. And it dives down through Wyoming and then eventually affects the central and northern mountains of Colorado. This is a really minor cold front. And like I said, it's just kind of sneaking through. But then let's see what else this has got. So that's Friday morning right here. This is a little more important cold front. Thursday night, Friday, this one actually penetrates into Utah and a little further south into Colorado and Wyoming. So that front on Friday will have some accumulation in those states, and I'll show you what I'm thinking with that. Actually dives into northern New Mexico as well by Friday night, Saturday morning. And then that helps to kind of become or contributes to another. Look at this storm in the deep south by Saturday night, Sunday morning, another one there. And we'll see how close that gets to the northeast. Right now, the GFS keeps it offshore, but look at the next storm diving in that Alberta Clipper, diving into the Ohio River Valley and back into the northeast as well. So all this action is eventually ending up in the northeast, the east-northeast. There might be another front right here. We'll have to watch that for the west. So this is Wednesday morning, the 26th of January right here. So there's your 27th, there's the 28th, there's the 29th. Now, here we go. By the end of January into February 1st, we could have a more significant front dropping south and a little more of a pattern change here. So this is the 31st, and here's the 1st of February. You see that coming through Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado. It's a pretty strong cold front. We'll have to see how that ends up, but we may start to see a little more action for the west, the Intermountain West, towards the end of the month into the 1st of February. All right, so here's what I'm thinking as far as snow totals. All of today through the 20th. Minor cold fronts, 1 to 3 inches of snow, maybe 1 to 4 in Colorado, Wyoming, up into Montana, and a little bit more up in the Pacific Northwest and up into BC and the Banff area. Here's phase 2, the 21st through the 26th. And again, a couple of different cold fronts have worked their way through Colorado. And again, they did penetrate into Utah and Wyoming. You can see the amounts there through the 26th. Now, like I was saying, there would be more snow after this, towards the end of the month and into the 1st of February. But this is what I'm targeting between now and the 26th. You can see those numbers. So again, here's phase 1 through the 20th, and then here's phase 2 through the 26th. All right, take care, enjoy. Hope you can find some of this new snow. Hit the Northeast if you get a chance, and I'll talk to you later.